Eddie, you've commented that this is an old trick. It's a particularly unique trick in America, but I love the fact that Donald Trump just comes out and says it. I don't know anybody who calls anybody a suburban housewife, but he actually tweeted at them. It was almost as if saying, hey, white people, the black people are coming.
Right, Ali. And, Donald Trump doesn't know how to whistle. He ends up spitting on everybody. No. And so this is just the latest instance of a long-term strategy. Those of us who are old enough to remember the Willie Horton ads, those of us who are old enough to remember Ronald Reagan's campaign announcement in Mississippi, right, where Schwerner, Goodman, and Cheney were killed. We understand racial dog whistles as being an essential part of American politics. It's the underbelly of American politics, too. Who can deploy white grievance and white resentment? We know that. Donald Trump, though, does it in a crude way. He's a caricature of that form of politics. But I think he's a caricature, Ali, because we need to ask ourselves, let me say it differently. We need to ask ourselves a different sort of question. What is Donald Trump's mandate? Why is he in office? Why did people put him there, even though he only won by the Electoral College by 73,000 votes, as Maya said in the last segment? Right? Why is he there? One, he's there to deepen the pockets of the oligarchs. And two, he's there to make America white again. We need to understand that he sits at the sweet spot between greed and selfishness and racism. That's Donald Trump's presidency. Those are the legs underneath the stool, Ali.
But, Eddie, so some of us remember Willie Horton ads and some of us remember what Ronald Reagan did. And we all feel that this is different. This feels different. Even the polling that indicates that suburbanites are reaching out for Joe Biden more. The poll that asked who do you think is going to deal with crime better? People still think Biden's going to do it better.
Yeah, I mean, so look, I think that his tropes, the metaphors, the formulations. Look, we know that many black people are moving into the suburbs. We're seeing the suburbanization of poverty because of gentrification in inner cities, in downtowns, for example. I mean, the rhetoric doesn't map on to what is happening on the ground, but there are sentiments. I mean, Ali, you and I know what was driving 2016. We know how deeply polarized this country is. We know that Republican and Democrat, those party identifications are proxies for racial identifications. The sociological literature is clear about that. It's not as if COVID-19 has wiped that all clean. We know the country is deeply divided. Donald Trump is a reflection of that division. Whether it maps onto polling data is a different question, but what we do know is that those divisions have not disappeared, and they still move our body politic in very, very insidious ways.